Recently on the Long Distance Sisters podcast, we talked about what it was like living in Australia, so let's review some Aussie snacks. Gotta start with the classic Tim Tams. They were alright, I prefer Oreos honestly, but my favorite flavor of these was dark chocolate. Cadbury Bars were also super good. My favorite flavor was this Crunchy Bits one with little pieces of like toffee, honeycomb kind of things in them. Ooh, so good. Violet Crumbles had a big hunk of that fake honeycomb in the middle, and sometimes it tasted burnt. Not good. Cherry Ripes were also super artificial cherry tasting, like almost medicine-y. No. Fantails were one of my favorites. They're basically like a less sticky, chewy version of Milk Duds, so chocolate surrounding caramel. You will not be disappointed if you try Caramel Koala. If you are not vegan like me now, I definitely recommend giving this one a try if you ever go to Australia. I do not recommend trying Aero Bars though. It's basically like putting air in chocolate, and air is free. I want my chocolate filled with chocolate, caramel, or something else delicious. You can see in the far left picture that flakes fall apart easily, and a lot of them ends up melted into your hands or on the ground. Do not recommend. Next up is Milo, kind of like Ovaltine, just like a chocolate powder you can mix in with milk or something. It's pretty good. Fairy bread is a classic. Just white bread, butter, and hundreds and thousands of sprinkles, and you are set. Lamingtons are always kind of dry and not very flavorful in my experience, though sometimes they are filled with jam, which gives them a leg up. As my little sister Serena says, Anzac Biscuits are basically granola bars trying to mask themselves as biscuits or cookies. Maybe try one just because they are pretty historically significant. Also great in Australia, UK, Ireland, South Africa are peri peri chips from Nando's. Highly recommend. You can also get potato wedges with sweet chili sauce and sour cream at a lot of places. A very good combo. Shaves were not so good to me, but my little sister Serena loved them. Red Rock Deli chips were my jam, though they did have different flavors in Australia than they do now that they've come over to America as well. Calippos were a great ice lolly. Those Sunday Boys were better, but they have been discontinued, so RIP. Australian licorice is the way to go, way better than Twizzlers or Red Vines or anything. But this is the licorice you have to get if you get licorice in Australia. Last but certainly not least, at least on this list, Vegemite. Serena loved it, you just need a thin layer, super salty. I was not a fan though. But yeah, give it a shot, you can get little tiny travel tubs. Which Aussie snack is your favorite and which do you want to try the most when you go? Be sure to check out our podcast episodes about our time in Australia.